All right, what's good, fellas, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. You're not locked in with TC, one of the greatest to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? Mr. A Man, say man, what a way to start the day. And y'all seen the title, y'all seen the thumbnail. I'm not gonna waste none of y'all time. Let's go ahead and get into it and see what she's talking about.
So the other day, I asked my husband of almost 9 years for a divorce. It came as a pretty big surprise to him. We had just recently gotten out of marriage counseling and we were actually doing pretty well. The reason that I decided to make this video is because I have been thinking over the last 24 to 48 hours about why this came as a huge surprise to him and why it didn't feel like one to me. And I think that this is something that people run across.
I mean, if y'all just had marriage counseling, it would make sense. You know what I'm saying? When two people go into marriage counseling, I would assume that's them agreeing to work on their marriage together. So that's probably why it came as a surprise.
A lot more frequently. Or I guess what I mean to say is, at the very least, it just seems like there are some problems in perspective. And that ultimately led to the reason why I asked to separate. So I figured I would use a story from our past to demonstrate his perspective and my perspective, and how neither one of us was seeing it the other person's way, and how ultimately that is what caused the end of our marriage. So this story takes place at the very beginning of our relationship, before we were even living together. We had gone out. We were walking around downtown Pasadena in Southern California, and we popped into a sex shop.
Before we get into the story, or before we continue, let me know what y'all think about this. Because a lot of times, right, when men get in marriages or relationships with a woman, the woman leaves the relationship and says he wouldn't change. Most of the times, when women leave a relationship, they outgrew. So when they say people change, that's why they get divorces. Who really changes? And this is not to say women always change for the better, but this should show you the modern woman's way of thinking. Because believe it or not, all of these divorces, all of these men are not bad, and all of these women are not bad. But just think on that. Let me know what y'all think.
Now, I had shared with my husband that I was into corsetry at an amateur level. So we go into the shop. They have corsets and a couple of other things, and we're just having fun browsing around. And of course, as it's going to happen, an associate approaches us and asks if there's anything that she can help with. And we tell her no, we're just browsing. And in a gesture of just being friendly, my husband brings up the fact that we had just been discussing corsetry and that I was into corsetry. And what a coincidence. So is she. So now I'm going to demonstrate what happens next from my husband's perspective, and then what happens next from my perspective. What happens next from my husband's perspective? So the associate is now chatting with us, and she is quite knowledgeable about corsets. The three of us are engaged in a conversation for a little while, but it just seems like I'm not speaking a whole lot. I'll start to say something, but then she'll start saying something, and then I just back off and start shutting down, and eventually something gets my attention and I walk away. Of course, not wanting to be rude, still in the middle of a conversation, my partner is chatting with the associate and he's picking up on some great tips for me about corsets. He's asking some really informative questions, and he's picking up on some places where maybe I might want to go check out some corsets, take a look for myself, see if there's anything that I might like. Meanwhile, all this is happening, I'm just perusing the store, walking through, not paying any attention to either of them. After about a minute or two of this, he notices that I have been gone for a prolonged period of time, and it's time to end the conversation. So he thanks her for her time, takes down her information, so that we can get in contact later in case we have any questions, and comes to find me and I am furious. So now the question he's going to be asking himself is, why am I so mad?
Wow, so you're insecure because you have an MS. Let me not say that because I don't know. It could be health issues.
I demand that we leave the store. So we do. And when we get out onto the sidewalk, it occurs to him the sales associate might have been a little bit too friendly. She might have been flirting. And he has, as a result, not he, as a result, I am now jealous. And for him, this establishes forever, for the rest of our.
Let the shoe be on the other foot, bro. It would have been, you feel me? Because women like to play dumb, bro. Let it would have been a male worker associate trying to talk to her, and then her husband felt the way. He would have been the most insecure guy on the planet, G. Yo, these women are funny, man, but let's go ahead and continue.
Our relationship, that I'm a jealous person. Now, this is the same interaction from my perspective. The associate comes to ask us if we need help. We engage in a conversation about corsetry. Not long after the conversation begins, I start to notice that the sales associate is placing herself between myself and my partner, when before we were standing in a tripod. She is getting incrementally closer to me and kind of closing that gap. I did notice that she was getting giggly. I will admit that I got jealous because, well, that's a little disrespectful. It was when she put her hand on his shoulder after he made a funny comment that I decided to go.
Man, you did all of this story time for you to divorce your husband after 9 years for a woman putting hands on his shoulder? Come on, bruh. You insecure.
Ahead and walk away. Now, don't get me wrong, I know for a fact that my partner is completely oblivious. He has no idea that this woman is flirting with him. He is genuinely having a conversation with her about corsets. But I am angry and I don't want to cause a scene, so I just take myself around the store and wait for him to show up.
Okay, putting myself in her shoes. Okay, I could see like, let's say I had a wife, and then I feel like somebody was flirting, but I feel like men handle it differently, you know. But I could see in her shoes, if I'm in her shoes and of the opposite sides, I could see like, all right, I think my girl's flirting with a male associate in front of me, you know, and I don't think she checking it. You put your hands on my girl, I'm coming nose to nose with you. First of all, I don't care if it's hey, not at all. I don't care what y'all got going on, but putting myself in her shoes a little bit, maybe I could see, but it's also giving a little bit of insecurity because I don't think that's a reason to end a 9 year bond. But let's continue to see what she has to say for herself.
When he does, I ask to leave the store. He acquiesced to my request, and off we go. And of course, as soon as we got onto the sidewalk, it finally clicked for him. Ding, she was flirting. This is where we diverge in perspective. I maintain that her physically cutting me out of the conversation, touching him, flirting with him, and then giving him her number in front of me was disrespectful to me. I give a pass to my partner because, well, he was just oblivious. It was when I brought it to his attention that it was disrespectful and unkind to me that I was dismissed, that I was behaving jealous, in a jealous fashion, that I was being threatened. And that should have been my first sign of the years to come about the lack of support I would receive about any time I would raise concerns. So I believe what it ultimately came down to was that, in his opinion, whether or not he was being flirted with was irrelevant because he was my partner And I needed to be secure in the fact that he was going to always come home to me. And in that aspect, he's not wrong. However,
Um, y'all let me know what y'all think because the more that I dug deep into this story, or the more that she's speaking about, I feel like you have to be in situations with dismissive partners to really understand where she's coming from. People who have the mindset that you're coming home to me every night are horrible partners because yeah, you could be coming home to somebody every night, but your eyes show where you really want to be. So, and having it bringing up concerns to a dismissive partner. First of all, people who are dismissive, that's an attachment style. That's an avoidant attachment style. Are horrible partners. I think the best dating hack that I have that I could give you guys, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, is ask somebody their attachment style before you get into a relationship with them. Because this is going to show you what type of partner they're going to be. And if you look on YouTube, TikTok, being with avoidant, dismissive partners, basically partners who have didn't their dads left them at an early age and wasn't really in their life, or they were abandoned at an early age by somebody, those are typically, I'm sorry to say, going to be your worst partners as a collective because they have this mindset of, I'm coming home to you at night. It's not fair. All of your needs in a relationship with them will be based off of them. And dismissive, avoidant partners and narcissists go neck and neck. They got the same traits. So, hey, I'm telling you, moving forward in a relationship or a marriage, fellas, ladies, always check your partner's attachment style. This should be one of the first questions you ask. It don't matter what their credit is, their money, their attachment style is something that's going to be with them for life because most people do not heal. Their attachment style will tell you everything about what they'll do in the relationship, after the breakup, in the marriage, after the marriage. It's going to tell you how they respond in arguments. It's going to tell you.
you should never let somebody disrespect your partner, ever, because that is a demonstration of disrespect inside of you. That once that seed had planted, I couldn't stop it from growing. That's my story. 9 years of happy marriage to the love of my life are now gone. Thanks for listening.
I mean, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Me personally, I already gave y'all my perspective. I don't, in the beginning of the story, it seemed more like a modern woman, but being with somebody, being me that has been with somebody who is avoidant, I definitely get where she's coming from because people who have an avoidant attachment, they will take up, they're kind of like narcissists. They'll let somebody disrespect you, like one of their friends or anybody, and they will take up for the person rather than check the person about you. And these are horrible people to be with. You know what I'm saying? There's no changing these people. Like a person with common sense who has like a, and maybe it's just me. I used to always think it was just me. When I was in a relationship, like, damn, is it me? Like, am I the only one who will really just check somebody for disrespecting my partner, whether it's friend, family, or anything, especially in my presence? You can say whatever in a text message, but in my presence. And then I realized it's not. And this is somebody, her husband is somebody with an avoidant attachment style. And hey, like I said, man, let me know how you guys feel about this situation. Um, I don't believe in, I don't know if it was enough to divorce after 9 years, but I definitely do feel that me being somebody who has experience with avoidant partners, that she probably did make the right decision because it will not get any better. For the most part, it won't get no better. And they are the closest thing to narcissists. But that's the end of this vid. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. Click that notification bell so you know my next video drop. And we're going to be going, man. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is really hit or miss, but I'm still trying to grow and, you know what I'm saying, up my brand and get my name out there in the YouTube channel and get in the algorithm. So y'all rock with me, race with me, and we're going to be going, man. Y'all take it easy. Take care of yourself. And make sure you let me know what you think.